Do you know that the representative works of Hayao Miyazaki to My Neighbor Totoro? There is a strange rumor story, apart from the story of ostensibly. I started spreading on the internet for several years, the gossip to be interpreted as there is a truth that has been hidden, and the other to Satsuki and Mei is also contacted under the Miyazaki but rush. I became a commotion to the extent that Studio Ghibli will announce the official position eventually. Is it a story behind what the hell, and the truth of the surprise hidden in the bright story movie My Neighbor Totoro is? If you look at it, normally is. Mei and Satsuki are strange creatures, fantasy anime heartwarming, which depicts how they encounter Totoro, going to a strange experience of many. However, Mei died by drowning in the pond. Satsuki wandered the underworld riding a cat bus to look for Mei. Then, the interpretation that has been around on the net now, the identity of the Totoro died of tuberculosis mother. It is a terrible story that was the god of death to take away the other world. The girls dream her hope not, as a basis to support this theory further. For the following reasons had been cited: there is no shadow of Mei and Satsuki. Shadow of Mei and Satsuki has disappeared suddenly when it comes to the second half of the movie. From this, it can be interpreted as Shadow disappeared in order to become a ghost dead, he said. Sandiles that had fallen into the pond thing of Mei. It has denied Satsuki as not a Mei's, but colors and shapes exactly the same sandals and Mei wore thereafter. When Mei is found in the Satsuki, not wearing one sandal, thus it appears that Mei died by drowning in the pond. You do not meet the unnatural mother. Mei and Satsuki pass the corn to visit the hospital for hospitalization of the mother, but it would back never suffered directly for some reason. Mei did not meet because dead already. Appearance of two people is not visible to the parents. Mother of beds is stare at the tree outside the window. Suddenly, Mei and Satsuki are sitting there. However, it is not aware of the presence of two people. Feel Mei and Satsuki now. Like laughed when did, he said. Why could not see the figure of two people? Horror novel depicting the hell visiting the My Neighbor Totoro of the original novel version that is said to be the movie. The original vision of My Neighbor Totoro was there, its contents. But horror novel which I drew of Mei and Satsuki, the hell tour, if you would say easily, Totoro of the novel version is depicted as a monster that appears only in front of the man near the dying. Description about the appearance also dense enough. Beast odor of stomach is likely overturned. Looking up, behemoth covered the whole body in long hair of euro. There is stayed a dozen lines. Elongated hands and feet and a hairy short fat. It is not worth a big body. Reminiscent of the wire is random and twisted. It grew in the nose, eyes and ears. Not the part equal to the face, enough to occupy the third close to the face. From the huge mouth side of the head to a torn, like a fish rotting in blood, fishy smell and was leaking. It is different at all from the movie. Also been persecuted from the people around. The story of the novel version, Death Mother, Suzanne to life is drawn. Such as violence in Mei and Satsuki, drowning in alcohol. Also father, heart would be broken soon. Mei laughing and let's go and see mother, suicide. The second half of the story, to expand to the world after death in order to Mei meets the mother, and to help the soul of which is the depiction of wrong in the way to hospital in the movie. Mei that has gone to hell. Satsuki decided to go to hell alive. Scene ride cat bus has become the eaten by a monster of a huge cat. Will only sold by dissolving the disturbing body in the stomach, and has been created on the basis of the Soyama incident. The story of the movie incident that killed girl is kidnapped in Soyama Prefecture City, May 1, 1963 has occurred. Strange and common that are found in this incident in My Neighbor Totoro in Tokorozawa, Saitama. Venues. One of Totoro is adjacent to the Sahama. Both is the name that represents the Mei. 2. And Satsuki equals Mei. I have drawn the same as in Mei when the incident occurred. Even story. 3. After the incident, The figure of her sister desperately look for a sister that was missing has been witnessed. When the body for sister is found, the sister seems to have issued a word of mystery, saw the ghost of a cat, and saw a big raccoon dog fall into a state of confusion. That is why gossip if these facts, then, rather than fantasy heartwarming, and My Neighbor Totoro, it becomes frightening and sad too. Dark fantasy, really? Do you fear the anime My Neighbor Totoro? Really, is up to you to not believe. Do you believe